Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Space Generation Advisory Council would like to congratulate you on your new position as chair of this committee and thank former chair Felix Menicotti for his great achievements during his tenure. We appreciate the opportunity to report on our activities, as the organization has been particularly active in the last year. 2013 was an extraordinary year for SGAC. Building on a number of years of sustained growth, SGAC set out to continue improving the organization's activities through producing intellectual, rigorous contributions to the space community from the perspective of young professionals through our year-round project groups, organizing international events which promote the sharing of ideas among students and young professionals in the space sector, and providing opportunities for networking with more experienced professionals. Also enabling more young professionals and university students to participate in international space conferences and fostering positive SGAC trends throughout the year and beyond. Throughout 2013, SGAC further developed its 7 standing volunteer-led projects, which have contributed to the space community on a wide range of key space topics. Our volunteer groups are led by young professionals and are composed of members from the 6 UN geographic regions. The SGAC project groups are: one on space technology for disaster management, which published some relevant papers with very interesting conclusions and organized a workshop on GNSS and Earth observation applications for disaster management last September in Beijing, China. We have also the Near-Earth Objects, the NEO group, which contributes regularly to the UNCOPUOS Action Team 14. This year, the NEO group continued its annual technical competition, Move an Asteroid, and also promoted science education through the Find an Asteroid and the Name an Asteroid campaigns. In addition, they organized a public event on NEOs and planetary defense at the IAC in Beijing, China, with presentations done by experts on the topic and also put on a great panel. We also have the project on Youth for Global Navigation Satellite Systems, which continues to support public education and outreach on GNSS. The group developed an educational brochure translated in English, Arabic, and Chinese, freely available in our website. The YGNSS group contributes regularly to the International Committee on GNSS, the ICG. In fact, in 2013, we attended the ICG meetings in Dubai, actively participating in the plenary sessions and in one of the working groups. Then we have the Space Safety and Sustainability Group, which publishes technical and non-technical papers on critical topics in the field and encourages members to invest their expertise in brainstorming ways of preserving the space environment. The SSS educational series on space weather and on space situational awareness are still available for everybody on their website. The Small Satellites Project Group, which has started working on a feasibility study of designing and launching a small satellite within SGAC, a goal with the ultimate purpose to attract students and young professionals to the world of small satellites and of space exploration in general. Then the Space Law Project Group, which participated at the legal subcommittee of the UNCOPUOS last March, and also they have started to analyze and work on some existing space treaties, identifying gaps in the current space law regime and focus on international relations. And finally, the Commercial Space Project Group, which publishes some relevant papers and is now contributing to a public blog where they discuss pertinent topics on this area of the space sector. All reports and presentations produced by these project groups are available on our website to view and freely download. SGAC's second area of development in 2013 was to offer a number of international events for young professionals and university students. SGAC hosted the second Space Generation Fusion Forum, which we already presented to the distinguished delegates during last June's UNCOPUOS meeting. And our organization will be hosting the 3rd edition in May 2014, in conjunction with the 30th Space Symposium in the USA. SGAC also hosted the successful 12th Space Generation Congress in Beijing, China, in conjunction with the International Astronautical Congress. This Space Generation Congress, hosted by the Beihang University, was a grand success with the participation of 116 delegates coming from more than 38 different countries. The delegates discussed focused space themes that mirror those of the International Astronautical Congress. The debates covered the following topics: space industry in the area of globalization, space communications in our daily life, Earth observation for sustainable development, near-Earth objects and the impact in society, and the legal and political implications of the exploitation of space resources. The delegates' findings and preliminary recommendations were captured in 5 reports, which were released in the form of the SGC report last month. You will all have the opportunity to hear these recommendations when they are presented here at the Scientific and Technical Subcommittee by our delegation during a technical presentation later in the proceedings, Friday afternoon. The 116 delegates at the Space Generation Congress also had the opportunity of being addressed by today's space sector leaders coming from all regions in the world. Maslan Othman, former UN-USA director, presented the work of the office and that of the UNCOPUOS to all the delegates, highlighting the importance and the impact of this committee in the space sector. We look forward to the 13th edition of the Space Generation Congress, this year in Toronto, Canada, and hope to see many young professionals and students from all member states contributing to it. SGAC also organized events in South America, the Asia-Pacific region, Africa, and partnered and supported of many other activities in all 6 regions in the world. One of the major successes on these new events was the GNSS and Earth observation applications for disaster management workshop, which welcomed participants from 14 different countries and contributed to the ICG. SGAC's ability to offer 25 scholarships to young adults from 15 different countries to attend events in China also contributed to the success of the event itself. It is, in fact, the 3rd area of SGAC's strategic development plan, to enable more students and young professionals to attend international events. SGAC in 2013 supported 45 full scholarships for people coming from countries such as Austria, Australia, China, Costa Rica, Ethiopia, France, Germany, India, Iran, Ireland, Italy, Japan, Saudi Arabia, Spain, UK, USA, and Vietnam. These scholarships represent an increase of more than triple in scholarship spending over the last 4 years' record figure. The impressive growth in scholarship spendings represents one of the positive trends of SGAC over the past few years. In addition, SGAC also organizes technical competitions that promote intellectual thinking and provide a platform for young researchers to present their work and findings. This year, SGAC successfully organized 5 technical competitions. SGAC also had official representation at more than 29 conferences worldwide, either to present the organization or the work of the project groups. We owe these remarkable achievements to our very active and devoted network of more than 5,000 young professionals and students who are supported by the SGAC Advisory Board and Honorary Board. SGAC's Advisory Board is comprised of influential members of the global space community who provide SGAC with guidance in its mission. In addition to our internal growth, SGAC has also spent the past year strengthening strategic partnerships and institutional ties. In the past year, SGAC has developed relationships documented through Memorandum of Understanding with the Beihang University, the Future Space Leaders Foundation, the QB50 project from Von Karman Institute, the Satellite 2014 Conference, the Space Foundation, the Space Tech Partners, the World Space Week Association, Young ESA, and the Young Ukrainian Space Industry Workers. To summarize, these four areas I just presented in this statement represent positive growth for SGAC over the past few years, which would not have been possible without the support of our international partners and sponsors, including Lockheed Martin, NASA Scan, Secure World Foundation, DLR, Airbus Defence and Space, and many others. The members of this subcommittee can read more about major achievements mentioned in this statement in the executive summary of our annual report 2013, which will be distributed to all of you during this meeting. In conclusion, Mr. Chairman, the SGAC community continued to grow in 2013 and is becoming stronger, more professional, and more productive over the 15 years after its inception at Unispace 3. And it continues to fulfill its primary goal set back in 1999, to enabling the next generation of international space leaders to share its perspectives on space. The organization, with more than 5,000 people in its network spread across 90 countries, is looking forward to maintain these positive trends in 2014 and invites all member states and their next generation of space leaders to get involved. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.